Welcome back. We're doing more history talk, more stories that you don't know that are fun. Fun history, not boring history, fun history. My name's John Boy. I'm your host. I got my co-host, Jake. He is not in the know on these stories, unless maybe one time I'll stay one. You'll know what I'm talking about. Before you're learning this story, I'm reading it to you.
It's almost like I'm a listener that gets to participate. So I'm speaking for the people.
Yeah, you're the voice of the people.
I'm essentially the people's lawyer, is what I'll call myself.
Okay, the people's lawyer. There you go. I'll call myself the host.
Okay.
Jimmy the host. That was my nickname one summer when I was 16 in Sandusky.
Jimmy the host.
Yeah. I think it was my first name on Facebook. Jimmy the host.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge. Drop the.
We are going to a place called, are you ready for this, Jake? It's called Strasbourg. Any idea where?
Germany.
Wow.
Germany.
Yes, it's on the border of France and Germany, I think in Germany, in the year 1518.
Ooh, is this Dark Ages?
I don't know if
What are the Dark Ages?
When are the Dark Ages? I'm not positive, but we will. Britannia are the Dark Ages. It says in Britannia, Middle Ages, as they're also called. No, specifies the time 478 to 800.
So is this the Renaissance?
I don't know. What were the 1500s called? That'll help give you a name and everyone else.
Yeah, I think it's the Renaissance, man.
I got nothing.
Okay. Strasbourg, Germany. The year is 15 what?
The year is 1518. So we're in 2018.
I feel like times are good.
2018. So this is, 500 years ago? Exactly?
Okay. To the date.
To the date. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Do you want to know the name of this? It's called The Dancing Plague of 1518.
Now you're speaking malingity.
I knew you were going to like this one.
The Dancing Plague.
The Dancing Plague.
So right now in my head, I've got like the original script to Footloose.
Yeah. Well, Footloose is they are all at a dance.
And everyone in Strasbourg's dancing.
Footloose, one of my dad's favorite songs. They're all they're all at a dance, and then like they drive back from town because they were drinking, or I don't even know what they were drinking, but they were just dancing, and then they get in a car accident and die, and he's like, the dancing was the cause. No more dancing in this entire town. And they not only, like, they made a full movie out of that. That was a hit. That premise.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hit song, too.
Popular movie, too. Yeah.
All right, so this is a quick one. I'm just going to read it to you because I didn't read this thoroughly beforehand either. So we're both kind of learning at the same time.
We'll get some good analysis.
We're getting this from history.com. If I'm going to credit the source, here we go. In July, so not to the date. It's like 499. Yeah, 499 years and some months.
Okay.
In July 1518, residents of the city of Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, were struck by a sudden and seemingly uncontrollable urge to dance.
Every day, brother. Every day.
The hysteria kicked off when a woman known as Frau Trophée stepped into the street and began to silently twist, twirl, and shake.
And stop.
That's a good point to stop right there.
This woman is a figure in history because one day she went out to the streets and started dancing.
Started a plague, my man. Frau.
What do you think when you hear the name Frau?
Like an old German, like, nun, like, kind of curmudgeon lady. Like,
no, it's kind of funny, though, and maybe it's due to this story. I feel like every Frau, I do picture an old, like, decrepit woman, but you picture her, like, she says a sentence and, like, winks an eye at you, and you're like, wow, I think Frau back in the day, you started a dancing plague.
Is that Frau out there on the street? Well, how about this? She starts dancing.
Excuse me. Frau doesn't wink at you, but you meet Frau and you're like, wow, that woman was kind of interesting. And someone's like, back in her day, yeah.
Dancing
Frau.
plague.
Frau.
If you had to go to the streets, right, and you had to dance that would potentially start a plague, what's your number one move? You can't yell or scream or anything. You just got to dance.
I can only dance, and I want it to be contagious.
Oh, yeah. Very contagious.
I've got I call it the Widowmaker. You've seen it a lot. I claim it as my own. I did steal it from someone at CCSU, but it's the dance move where I pretend my hips are locked, and the only way to unlock them is by hitting them with my fists, and then I go back and forth a little bit. It's almost like that new age arm swing move. You just hit your hips.
Well, it's like a robotic version of that new age arm swing move.
Yeah, it's a coming together of the body is what I'd call it.
Yeah. I've always described your dancing, and I think I always will, as violently sexual.
Violently sexual.
Yeah. All right.
Hips to nips.
Let's keep going. So we're 499 years later and we're talking about Frau because she danced in the street one day.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Okay, here we go. She kept up her solo dance-a-thon for nearly a week.
Okay. No, stop again. What? See, this is power to the people, man. You know why they were called the Dark Ages? Because no one had the heart that Frau had.
Maybe it's because there's nothing to fucking do. She was like, I'm so bored. I've read all 10 books available this year. The same porridge every single night. I'm just going to mix it up.
I've got to dance.
I got to dance. Okay. So her dance-a-thon for nearly a week. And before long, some 3 dozen other Strasbourgese
Yes.
had joined in.
So now we have 4 people dancing in the streets.
No. 3 dozen.
Oh, 3 dozen. Okay. So we've got, all right, we're coming up on 40 people dancing in the street in Strasbourg, 1500s.
For weeks. By August, she started this in July. By August, the dancing epidemic had claimed as many as 400 victims. Do you think
they're
they
still
mean
alive, right? That's just a cheeky way of saying that there's 400 people dancing in the streets of Strasbourg.
I want to believe that. I think that's what they're
Okay.
saying. I don't think 400 died in 2 months when she only had 30 after 3 weeks. With no other explanation for the phenomenon, local physicians blamed it on hot blood and suggested the afflicted simply gyrate the fever away.
Yeah, I've seen this movie.
So some dude got called into Strasbourg, and they were like, hey, man, everyone's dancing in the middle of the street. We got no idea what to do. We can't stop them. 400 people have been dancing for 2 months in the middle of the street. We cannot stop them. What's your diagnosis? What do we do? These people are just horny. Let them fuck.
That's what he said, or that's what you're saying?
That's what he said. They got hot blood, and they need to gyrate it out of their system.
So an expert came in
Yeah.
and said, these people need to smash.
I think so. They have hot blood, in quotes, and suggested the afflicted simply gyrate the fever away.
Well, I think that just means you need to dance it out. Just straight dance it out of your system. This will pass.
Keep dancing. All right. Now,
Pass.
a stage was brought in, of course. You can't have so many people dancing. You can't have...
Well, all right. We're going to have a town hall meeting. The dancing's still going on. So let's just give them a stage at this point.
Yeah. The stage was constructed and the professional dancers were brought in. So was Frau put on stage? Because that's bullshit if she wasn't.
Oh, absolutely. She was the master, not the master of ceremonies. She started it and she closed it.
Okay. The town even hired a band to provide backing. Oh my God, they didn't have music, Jake. I didn't think about that.
Oh, that's been the only thing going in my head right now. I Googled when was dancing invented. They link it to 330 or 3300 BC. How do you say that? 3300 BC?
Sure.
And so the part that Bad Brain missed was that, like, okay, well, This starts a whole chicken and the egg conversation that no one's wanted to confront it for years.
Let's
but what
confront it.
came first, music or dancing?
Well, does clapping count as dancing?
That's another chicken and the egg argument right there.
Just clapping?
Depends how you clap.
When did clapping start as a celebration? Because the high five didn't start till the late 70s, and you'd think that'd be around forever. So, like, if they tell me clapping wasn't around until 1900s, I'm like, okay, sure.
They said the Romans clapping and snapping. I think if you couldn't snap, you clapped.
Why would you snap over clap? You're not going to get hurt.
Why would you snap over clap? I don't know. Maybe snapping, someone started snapping and people were like, clapping's a lot more powerful if you do it right.
One guy was like, look what I can do, snapped. The other guy tried it, couldn't do it, but he did that in silence. Like he went home and tried to snap all night, couldn't do it. So he came back the next day, he's like, oh, look what I can do. Clapped right in his face.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how clapping was invented.
I don't know. I just think it's one of those conversations that's never fully happened. I think people assume music came before dancing. But now, I think the Strasbourg case study shows
you can dance without music.
You don't need tunes to dance for a week straight.
I also think now I'm picturing that when Frau first took to the streets, she was doing a little like, I don't know.
You assumed she was she was making a ruckus.
Yeah, and they joined in. They liked her. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
A stage was constructed, professional dancers were brought on. The town even hired a band to provide backing music, but it wasn't long before the marathon started to take its toll. That makes sense because, I get tired. I can't make it a song. These people have been dancing for months. I don't even really get it. I don't really get this, but okay.
Yeah.
Many dancers collapsed from sheer exhaustion, obviously.
Right.
Some even died from strokes and heart attacks. That's the old people.
So now death's in.
The old people were like, I have to figure out, why is this so fun for you guys?
Yeah.
They die.
Dead.
The strange episode didn't end until September. So they danced July
till September.
July, August, September. When the dancers were whisked away to the mountaintop shrine to pray for absolution.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Didn't see that twist coming.
Didn't see that. So they got them to stop dancing because they told them they were going to go to hell and they had to pray for absolution. Man, the priests always ruin everything.
Wow. Okay. We're sorry we danced for 3 months.
I can't believe we just did that. I'm so sorry.
That is on me. I got carried away.
You know what? Now that I came to, I really think about what we were doing. That's ludicrous. That's a little crazy.
It's a bad idea.
I'll never do it again. I hope.
Maybe.
The Strasbourg dancing plague might sound like the stuff of legend, but it's well documented in 16th century historical records. It's also not the only known incident of its kind. Similar manias took place in Switzerland, Germany, and Holland, though few were as large or deadly as the one triggered in 1518.
So I almost stopped you because one of the first lines that jumped out at us was that she danced for a week straight. And I was like, okay, I feel like there's some caveats there. But dude, I don't know, man. I just picture this young Frau woman. How old was she? Do we know?
No, but...
Okay.
But how old do you want to guess? It's either like 20, 21, or like 68.
I think I'm going like 17. I don't think she lived life expectancy then. But I think it's just one of those things where, okay, picture yourself in the 1500s and like actually picture it.
Done.
Picture your day-to-day life. Like you mentioned. Wow. Same porridge. Again. Did I do my chores? Yup. Because that's kind of what I do. And then it's like, you know what? What if I just danced? What if I just put it all down and just danced? And then a week's not too bad when all you do is eat porridge and do chores. So yeah, I'm all in.
Do you think Frau feels guilty? Like people died.
Ooh.
And then everyone that danced went to the top of the hilltop to pray for salvation or absolution because they danced. Frau had to be like, okay, sorry guys. This is not what I intended.
My initial idea was yes, but if you're that committed to dancing, no.
She probably never left.
No, she didn't ask for absolution.
She maybe faked it.
Oh yeah, she whispered under her breath, like, clear me up of all this, but Mama's got to keep dancing.
This next line, I read it already. It pissed me off. Okay, but here we go.
Okay.
What could have led people to dance themselves to death? That's a question you don't really answer. What could have led someone to dance themselves to death?
I just told you, the 1500s.
It fucking everything else sucked. All right.
Yeah.
According to historian John Waller, the explanation most likely concerns Saint Vitus, a Catholic saint who pious the 16th century Europeans believed had the power to curse people with a dancing plague. So that's how you make me mad.
That's so frustrating.
So I want to go knock on historian John Waller's house and say, hey, man, but can you give me a real reason? Because you just told me a saint cursed a bunch of people. As your historian view.
Is this their Salem witch trial? Is that what this is?
I don't know, man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, we're out on him.
Okay. When combined with the horrors of disease and famine, both of which were tearing through Strasbourg in 1518, the St. Vitus superstition may have triggered a stress-induced hysteria that took hold of much of the city. Okay, so I can buy that. They think they've been cursed. So
because of the famine.
And they're stir crazy because they haven't eaten. There's nothing to do, like we said. So they're like, oh shit, St. Vitus just cursed us with it to dance. And then people are so dumb, they're like, oh shit, I did. It's like when you see people speaking in tongues in church. Like, yeah, I am speaking in tongues, you're right. And then someone else in the next row is like, me too, he got me too. And that's kind of believable. So everyone just thought they were cursed. And they wanted to be cursed.
Yeah, best curse ever.
Best curse ever, yeah. So this Saint Vitus, he went around cursing people with a dancing plague? Seems like a fucking creep. Why'd we give that guy sainthood?
I don't know. I'm into him.
Yes, okay. Imagine he just cursed everyone like to slow dance. That'd be weird.
Okay. You just brought on a good topic. What was the dancing like? Do you think you just picture like full gypsy mode, like everyone just being like kind of possessed?
Yes, that's what I picture. They're not touching each other at all. They're just like kind of a body length away. Like they're a foot away from hitting each other, but they're perfectly not hitting each other.
Would you say it was closer to middle school dance rules or like Miami nightclub? Like were guys getting really handsy?
Always. Since the beginning of time, guys have been trying to get handsy while dancing.
Do you think there was some like cute fun in it? Like, people looking across at the cute boy or the cute gal?
Day 2. Like, oh, look, we're doing this again. Oh, you're coming? Oh, Mary, come. Mary, come. And then she's dancing, and then, like, you do a little spin move, and you, like, let your hand fly a little bit so it grazes her body a little bit. And you're like, oh, sorry, Mary, Mary.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary.
Yeah. Dance. Let's make dance.
This could be a movie.
All right.
I'm into this.
Okay, so other theories have suggested the dancers were members of a religious cult. Sure. Even that. Sure. Even that they accidentally ingested ergo, a toxic mold that grows on damp rye and produces spasms and hallucinations. I mean, that seems likely.
Okay. These people are taking shrooms.
Yeah, they're high.
Okay. The whole town of Strasbourg was juiced up.
7 other cases of dancing plague were reported in the same region during the medieval era.
Okay.
Oh, on Wikipedia, it's compared to the Salem witch trials.
Okay. I think that's the cool thing, and you'll be able to speak a lot better than me on this, but just like evolution, like the fact that there were 7 dancing plagues that happened all around the same time. Like, I just think that shows how similar people are.
I guess so. Back then. But not similar to now. But, like, now people are similar in a different way.
Go on.
Like, you're saying that people didn't matter. They couldn't communicate with each other because there was no internet. They had no idea, but they were doing the same shit. I think humanity's like that. But I don't think that we're doing dancing plagues nowadays. But back then, everyone was doing the same thing. There's something that we're doing that another country's doing, and we don't really know we're doing the same thing here.
Right.
But it's not dancing in the street. That's over. That fad's gone.
You don't think I could start that?
You want to take on Mrs. Trophy, Frau?
No. No chance.
There's like Wikipedia is like there's a lot of evidence that this happened. I know it sounds stupid. But
I know if you've gotten this far, you're suspicious.
The hot blood is hilarious. Oh, you guys just got hot blood. Dance it out.
Hot blood.
If I'm ever feeling hot, like in episode 1 of this, when you said the most hot you ever get is when you're trying to kill a fly or a fly's in the same room as you.
Yeah.
Like you can't just dance that off. You got to relax. I got to like go take a cold shower, jump in the ocean or something.
Hot blood. It's a plague. It's an epidemic.
They opened 2 guild halls and a grain market, and even constructed a stage. Yeah, we knew that. They did that so they could eat while they dance because they thought they could only recover by continuously dancing night and day.
Okay, so this is more of a things were pretty bleak in this town.
This is like a Seattle Seahawks situation where they're like, our fans are so loud. And it's like, yeah, but you specifically tell them 1, 2, 3, everyone yell at the same time. And then you say, look how loud we were. They're like, you brought food to the dance floor. You built a stage. You told them the only way to fix the dancing was to keep dancing. You made these people dance.
I was honestly going to say, and I didn't want to offend anyone, but you know who ruined this? Hipsters. 1,500 hipsters ruined this.
Yes. Frau?
Yeah, I like to dance too, man. It's like, no, dude.
Like
I've got hot blood.
Yeah. You're just doing this because you think it's fun. I was here when Frau. It was just me, two other dudes, and Frau, and we were originally here, and you've made it lame, man. You've made it lame. Frau and her crew, they left. By day.
Have you had a real hallucination yet? No. Okay.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I was seeing all these different colors, and the sky opened up. No, that's what everyone says.
Shit. That was a rainstorm. You didn't see shit.
Frau, you think this guy has hallucinated yet, Frau?
Freaking hipster.
Yeah. So that's the Dancing Plague of 1518, and what a wild time. I knew you'd like that one because
that's dancing. Good. I mean, easy movie because you just have 2 people fall in love. And then, when everyone has to apologize for their dancing sin or whatever, one of the lovebirds can't do it. They're going to kill him, dance your way out of it. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know how the movie gets 3 whole acts, but it's a good story.
I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it.
You'd want to be an extra in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ideal movie for you to be an extra in. The Dancing Plague of 1518.
Man, 1500s dancing in the street. Know how so you go to a wedding and there's dancing.
Yeah.
And people do silly stuff like, you might see some guy do a fake basketball shot because he doesn't really know how to dance, or lawnmower type stuff. What was their lawnmower and shopping cart back in the day? Just churning butter.
Bow and arrow.
Ooh.
Still
bow and arrow was a good move.
Yeah.
Baling hay.
Yeah.
I guess digging a hole. That's still one of my dance moves.
There you go. Maybe these all come down from Frau and Co.
I'm picturing it being a lot weirder because A, I'm starting to think they were psychedelic. And B, I think they were possessed or something like that.
Yeah, so it's probably just
craziness.
Just shaking.
A lot of wiggles.
I got tired after that. I don't know how they did this. But yeah, so that's that. So that's the 3rd episode of whatever the show's called. Still looking for names if you want to help us out with names. But thanks for listening. That's the dancing epidemic of Dancing Plague. It was a plague. People died. 3rd episode we did with people dying. I wonder if we'll ever get a story where no humans died.
I think you're finding out a lot about yourself.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.